Hi, good morning. This is Bibi Lorenzetti. Welcome to my channel. If you're not familiar with me and you just happen to arrive to this video, I'm a yoga teacher who specializes in Ashtanga yoga and prenatal, and I'm a birth doula here in the Hudson Valley, and I also provide Ayurvedic doula postpartum services. You can see in the comments below, there's a link to both of my websites, both for yoga and for doula, pregnancy, postpartum services. I do have a newsletter to which you can sign up and receive weekly emails with just inspiration, recipes, and references to things that I encounter and I think are useful for my students. So today I'm going to focus on introducing some of the key practices or herbal practices that I found very useful during my own postpartum recovery. They do have a root in the Ayurvedic postpartum care. So if you're not familiar with some of these, you can do some deeper research. I'm just going to go over the basic reason why you want to use them. So in Ayurveda, the postpartum period is highlighted by this heightened, or is known for a heightened state of vata. Vata is the air quality. Because the baby departs the body, and half of the liquid that we accumulated right during pregnancy, we have double the amount of liquids in our bodies. And so once we birth the baby, we release all of that liquid, and over the next 6 weeks we continue to release to bleed, right? And so release blood and toxins through our vagina and through our skin through sweating. So these herbs are geared to help with the balancing of and pacifying of the air quality in the body. Aside from the herbal things, I just want to make a point of how important it is that you prepare yourself to generate warmth for yourself, especially for your abdomen, for your neck region in the body. No matter what season of the year it is, you want to try to really limit the amount of cold air or breeze or wind that you are getting, because that can really have a negative effect on your emotional state and your physical state, and then that translates into the baby because we're still in this symbiotic relationship with them. So a lot of issues that manifest as gas or as crying, inability to sleep in the baby, we always want to look at how we are helping ourselves to pacify this element of air known as vata. So the herbs that I'm going to talk about today are just easily found here at any grocery store, pretty much. Before we dive into the herbs, actually, I'm going to just take a moment and talk about the importance of ghee. I like to use this brand, the Carrington Farms, because they're organic and grass-fed. You want to get a good quality ghee if you're going to use it. In Ayurveda, they do suggest that as soon as you give birth, you intake 3 tablespoons of ghee instead of or with your first meal after birth. This will ensure that your tissues receive the deep nutrition that they need in order to begin the restoring process. And then after that, throughout the day for the following, even up to 6 weeks, you can intake between 1 to 3 tablespoons of ghee a day, ideally separate from meals, but you can also, if you're not into that, you can also use it to cook your food. So that's ghee. Then I'm going to start with the most popular one that you probably all have heard of, raspberry leaf. This is great during pregnancy as well, but it's a good tea for lactation. Now, a small warning, it is a cooling herb, so because vata is very cooling, we want to, after postpartum, after we give birth, we want to be careful of how much of intake we do of this, and to refrain from having it served to us in an iced form. So you at least want to use it in moderation and make sure that it's a hot version. This is great for breastfeeding. Usually it's good to bring on, they say it's good to bring on contractions Again, I would suggest in hot form. Okay. Then I'm going to go to the nettles. As you can see here, it's a little herb that kind of looks like thyme. And this is great. It's also a cooling herb, so to be taken in moderation, but it's great for to cure, to help with, you're losing so much blood, and if you already are anemic, that's the word I was looking for, this is a great natural remedy for anemia, because it's very rich in iron and calcium, which is good for when you're breastfeeding. You lose a lot of calcium, so this is a great natural remedy for calcium. You can make a big pot in the morning and keep it warm and just sip it throughout the day. I wouldn't do the nettle leaf, the raspberry leaf and the nettle together, and I would make sure to balance it with something warm and nourishing that is not vata enhancing. Okay, then we have oat straw, which looks like this. And you can order these bulk as well online. Oat straw is great for production of milk, so if you're breastfeeding, this is a great tea to have, again, throughout the day. You can make different pots in the morning and just kind of, if you have more than one thermos, kind of mix one that is maybe not so great for vata and one that is good for supporting vata balance. Then we have this mixture. This is kind of known, you might have heard of this. It's a mix of herbs that includes fennel, cumin, and, sorry, I'm blanking out, and fenugreek. This is what happens when you're full-time breastfeeding for 9 months. So fennel, cumin, and fenugreek. Fenugreek is the top of the line for breast milk production. It is a really intense smell, and it does make you smell like a piece of stinky cumin, because it has this deep, intense cumin smell, even though it's different from cumin. So mixing it with a little fennel and with a little cumin kind of eases the taste. It's quite an intense taste. Once it's cooled to room temperature, you can add a little tiny bit of honey, not too much, but you want to wait until the tea has cooled in order to put the honey in. Otherwise, putting honey in hot liquid can create toxins and can prevent good circulation and create a lot of ama, which is toxins in the body. So you want to prevent that. But this is a great thing to have around. You make a big jar of it, equal parts. Usually you want to do like 1 teaspoon of each, however much quantity you want to make. I usually make a big jar and I just drink it throughout. And this is great for baby as well. It really calms their stomach, especially if they're having gas issues. And it's just so soothing. Sometimes I mix in the oat straw in there as well. It just adds this kind of nutty taste to it. Then for your agni, for your digestion, right, which happens to be quite off after you've given birth, right? All your organs have to go back and readjust. So there's a period of time where the stomach needs a lot of the agni, the digestive fire needs a lot of tending to. So some of my staples on top of using ghee for all my meals and doing a lot of broths with warming spices. Tritatutto, which you can order on Bayan. It's a really great heating spice. It has ginger root, black pepper, and pipali fruit, and these all are heating. So it's nice if you can either put it in hot water and sip it before your meals, or you can put some in the palm of your hand and kind of lick it off and then drink some water afterwards to chug it down. But it's good to get that digestive fire going. And then we have hingvastak, which is cumin, black cumin, black pepper, ginger, pipali, mineral salt, asafoetida, fenugreek, and ajamoda. And this is a great one for after you've had your meals, right? Again, you can put it into some hot water, or you can put it in the palm of your hand and lick a little bit. This is great to support your digestion, and it also just helps with gas, with bloating. And you know, anything that's heating, it's great for your circulation, so it's going to ultimately promote helping you to release any toxins in the body that are traveling through your bloodstream. And then lastly, this is a mix of chamomile and hibiscus, and this is a great one for sleeping time and for relaxing. So I think there's a little lavender in here too. You can mix in, you can kind of make your own mix, but this is very soothing for mama to sleep and for baby to sleep, because everything does go through your breast milk. So this is a nice one, especially if you're feeling very agitated or ungrounded. You make some of this tea and it should help you. So that's all I have for you today, and if you have any questions, please feel free to always reach out through my website, bblorenzetti.com, or at birthwithbb.com. You can find more information, if you didn't write them down, of the herbs in the comment below. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you